Hey fam, this is Austin Robertson, creator, editor, and producer of Babylon Bee Radio. Bee Radio is a labor of love, and if you want to show a little appreciation to help keep it going, become a supporter of the Babylon Bee today at babylonbee.com/plants. And if you use promo code BeeRadio, you can save 20% off for a limited time. Factually inaccurate. Morally correct. This is Babylon Bee Radio. Our top story. A windowless van has been seen lurking outside New York City elementary schools. Witnesses claim the driver handed out obscene pornographic material to minors and lectured them on LGBTQ representation in literature. Police reports have identified the driver as none other than Chelsea Clinton, daughter of notable Epstein client Bill Clinton.
Yuck.
Said a concerned parent after being shown a copy of Genderqueer by Maya Kobabe, a book her 8-year-old had been given by the former president's daughter.
Gross!
According to sources, drag queens in the community have been supportive of Chelsea Clinton's philanthropic efforts.
Kids need to know what it's like to be gay, or they won't even know it's something they can be. If I wasn't abused as a child, I never would have become so fabulous. I don't want kids to miss out on their best life.
Clinton maintains that what she's doing is for the benefit of children, though she suspiciously drives away anytime police arrive on the scene. Studio executives at Disney have been left dumbfounded by the enormous success of Universal's The Super Mario Bros. Movie, which has inexplicably made over $1 billion worldwide, despite not featuring any trans Goombas anywhere in the film.
It just doesn't make any sense. They're raking in over $1 billion, and their movie doesn't even have a gay Koopa Troopa couple in it? How is that possible? In order to make that type of money, I would expect them to have Birdo be bisexual, or at least have Luigi reimagined as a non-binary woman of color. How did they do this?
Disney has struggled in recent years as allegations of pushing a progressive social agenda through their programming aimed at children have drawn heavy criticism, leading to calls for boycotts and declining revenue. Though it opts for straightforward, solid, family-oriented entertainment rather than wokeness, Mario has somehow shown itself to be tremendously popular with the general public. At airtime, Disney was believed to be digging in its heels, preparing for the Marvel Cinematic Universe introduction of the X-Men, which will now be a team of post-op trans women. An inexplicably unforeseen outcome has begun to take form since Hollywood writers began their writer's strike to demand more writerly benefits for writers. Newly released movies and shows have improved in quality by exponential levels, packing theaters and raking in huge profits. Millions of moviegoers have surprised critics by flocking to big screens to see films in which preachiness and intersectionality have been replaced with good storytelling.
It was pretty jarring at first, watching something not composed entirely of like cookie-cutter sassy black women and gay dudes. It felt wrong watching a well-written movie at first, but by the end, I was really into it. Especially with the totally bonkers twist where the white guy was not the bad guy.
Plus, if rumors are to be believed, the world may soon be able to watch a romantic comedy involving a man and woman who fall in love. Meanwhile, Americans are in shock after late-night talk shows were forced to shut down amid the writer's strike, revealing the fact that late-night shows actually had writers.
Wait. Are you telling me someone's actually writing this stuff, like, on purpose?
Said one local man upon hearing the news.
I always assumed these monologues and bits were being written by a pack of brain-damaged weasels. Or a herd of angry liberal geese. That's a thing, right? Or maybe Jen Psaki. I don't know. Late-night TV, am I right? What a surprise!
Sources say The Tonight Show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, The Late Show, and The Late Late Show will all take hiatus until the industry comes to an agreement with the Writers Guild of America. Despite the addition of other candidates seeking the Democratic Party's nomination in the 2024 presidential election, incumbent Joe Biden's campaign has announced the president will not be participating in the debates due to the writers' strike.
Yeah, it's just not reasonable to expect President Biden to go on stage without a script. The president is used to having the finest writing talent in the world provide him, the other candidates, and the moderator with exactly what they're all supposed to say. Taking that away from him is simply not fair.
Political analysts did not consider the effect the writer's strike will have on Biden's ability to speak in public.
If we send him out there without a script, he'll end up making up bizarre stories or talking about a squirrel he kept as a pet when he was 10 years old. Trust me, you do not want him up there improvising, okay?
The administration has announced plans to recycle Aaron Sorkin scripts from old episodes of The West Wing for use in future press conferences. Amid news that Vice Media is filing for bankruptcy, there is growing concern at the White House that the Biden administration will now have to begin lying to the American people directly.
We have no choice but to spread false information ourselves,
said Black gay White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, who is Black and gay.
With difficult times hitting some of our media allies like Vice and BuzzFeed News, we will be solely responsible for propagating the fake narratives we create here in the White House. It's a tough blow, but we've got to weave our narrative one way or another.
When reached for a brief comment, President Biden seemed unconcerned.
Vice, who's that? Is that those fellas in Miami? Crockett and Tubbs? Hey, they got a nice speedboat. We're dark in orbit.
Amid a mounting surge of illegal immigration, the Biden administration is sending 1,500 National Guard troops to the border to help them register to vote.
Jesse, people who tell me what to do all the time, they told me this is needed.
Said Biden to an ice cream
And
cone.
if I don't do what they tell me, I don't get any snacks. No, that's no joke. Seriously, somebody help me. Where am I?
Election experts say the military operation will be instrumental in facilitating the continued invasion of the U.S. by Biden voters ahead of the 2024 election. Sources say troops are receiving cutting-edge training on detaining migrants, leading them to a voter registration table and saying,
Firma este documento, por favor.
Military sources say they hope to have 750,000 new Democrat voters by the end of the month. The ones who refuse to register have been placed in cages. Despite unlawful border crossings being at record levels, amounting to an unprecedented humanitarian disaster, the White House is claiming that illegal immigration is now down over 90% thanks to them redefining what illegal immigration is.
The president's policy of making up fake words, definitions, and stats has had a real positive impact at the border. Since reality itself bends to the will of whoever has the power to define it, we have been able to decrease illegal immigration drastically. We just decided that with our words. Hooray for us.
The Biden administration also announced a record 100% approval rating after redefining the meaning of the word approve. According to sources, the extremely beautiful and perfect Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez has still failed to notice a group of handsome and talented satire writers, even though they are really funny and have written dozens of hilarious headlines about her just to make her laugh. In spite of several extremely well-written and poetic satirical articles about AOC gluing a table to her forehead, getting Pringles cans stuck on her hands, and dressing as a ghost to prove she was killed in the January 6th riots, the representative from the Bronx remains aloof and uninterested in dating any of the chiseled, wealthy, and mysterious satire writers who want nothing more than to go on just one date with her to prove they are worthy of her affections.
Well, we publish a few AOC headlines per week, and still, she ignores us,
said the publication's editor-in-chief while adjusting his MAGA hat and tearfully adjusting a framed picture of Ocasio-Cortez on his wall.
Every day we dream of taking her to the soda shop for a milkshake and mansplaining trickle-down economics to her. Why can't she just see how much we care for her? Maybe someday.
At airtime, the group of writers had concocted another knee-slapper of a headline about AOC getting her head stuck in a fence that is sure to get her attention this time. B Radio features officially curated content from the Babylon Bee, scripted, voiced, and produced by Austin Robertson. Additional voices in this episode from Dan, Kristen, Kyle, and Travis. Subscribe to B Radio on YouTube, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts. And for a limited time, save 20% at babylonbee.com/plans with promo code BRadio.